Good morning, everybody. It's currently about 6 a.m. I'm working on my quilt again. So in the last video that I showed, I had pretty much everything done just with the rows being together up until like these corner pieces. So I will at some point in this video be showing you an update on the finishing touches that I did. Like, for example, here's some hand embroidery that I ended up doing just in a couple places and things like that. So now I'm working on my borders. So I did my cornerstones in this floral print because they kind of reminded me of like I'm not sure, like, you know, those little stickers you can get to be the little corner holders of photos in like scrapbooking and stuff. I know usually like the classic ones are like those little metal gold ones, but you can get like colorful like washi tape and stuff. So I'm kind of imagining like if this was my washi tape, this is holding my like picture down, you know? I don't know if that's weird. Anyway, I just really liked this print a lot. And then I used this nice dark print and then this gold print to kind of bring me into my scrappy border, because so the quilt itself, like just from this point all the way across, because it's square, was about 54 inches, but you have to get the size of it a lot bigger for it to be able to qualify for my fair category. So the whole total perimeter has to be 324 inches. So I couldn't just add massive borders everywhere because there'd be like huge pieces of fabric being plain. So I decided to go with a scrappy border, and my very first thought was I wanted to do these 2.5 inch half square triangles. So I made all of them. There's 256 of these that I already like chain pieced to get those done quickly. And this was the design that I initially wanted to do, but now that I have it done, I feel like it might be a little bit too modern because the quilt's pretty like classic and old school looking, because I'm old school looking. So that's why I have it laid out this way, which was the original idea. And then on this side I have it laid out just doing classic flying geese, because I feel like that's pretty classic considering the pattern's from 1998. So now I'm just deciding which way I want them to go before I sew them together. So I was just playing around with the squares. I mean, realistically, it was a safe bet to go ahead and make 256 half square triangles because they're really versatile and you can put them together in so many different ways. So this is just like half of it was still like that. But I put it together kind of like a herringbone-ish. Is that what it's called? It looks sort of like a braid, like one's like coming from one side and one's coming from the other side, you know what I mean? So that's an option. And then like this little chevron bit is an option. Ignore this. This was just me like figuring out like the corners. And then there's the classic flying geese. Down there's my pattern. That's how the magic happens. Oh, I don't know. Also, for context, after this pieced border, I'm doing another border of this so that it's kind of like a triplet border. And then the last border, so wait, let me show you what it'll look like. So I'm just holding these two bolts, so hopefully it can still get the idea here. So yeah, so the little red border is 2 inches, so I cut it 2.5, and then the gold floral I cut 3.5, so that's will be 3 inches finished, and then the flying geese, or whatever it's going to end up being, the patchwork border is going to end up being about 4 inches finished, and then I'm going to frame that again on the other side with the same gold border, so that'll be another 3 inches, and then I think it's going to be this print as like the final border, because I wanted it to be something dark. And there's a lot of greens in the quilt, but like that floral print and then the red and then the gold and then the flying geese and then gold again, there's not like a ton of green happening for like a while. Like in the patchwork there's a little bit, but not a lot. So anyway, I wanted to tie in the green, and there's also some navy and red in there. So I thought that would be perfect because there's red and navy in the gold. Anyway, There's all kinds of colors, so I guess it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, so that's going to be my 1, 2, 3, 4, those are 5 borders. And I think I will end it there because I think by then I will have like enough built up to get it to the right size. I'm just really undecided about what to do with these squares, you guys. I mean, there's so many possibilities. Like I could even put them together in little diamonds. Like that would be cute too. Like, do you know what I mean? Put 4 of them together like that. So like that would be an easy thing, like a layout that you wouldn't have to think too much about, because you could literally just sit down at your sewing machine and make flying geese, and then each pair just gets joined together, if that makes any sense. Like that's not bad. Just doing like little diamonds like that all the way around, or you could like reverse it. Could do like, these are like the same as when you make, well, it's not the same at all, but when you make a log cabin, you know how like there's books and stuff like on like 101 ways to put together your log cabin or something like that. This is sort of the same idea. Just having all of the options and having the like color option on a diagonal like that. Like you could also do that. Like that's cute. Let me just do another one. Because then it's kind of like, what are those other things called? Like this effect, like when they come together and make that, like right here. Prairie Points. Does anyone have a quilt with Prairie Points on it? Like when you would like fold a square of fabric in such a way that makes a triangle, and then also so that all of the raw edges of it are like wrapped up inside, and then you would put that into your binding, or like you would put it into your last border kind of thing, so that the little like points would be like 3D, so you could like lift them and stuff. That's cute. Okay, so I've already got like 4 or 5 different options just thinking about it for a few minutes, but I kind of want to go with my original, like the chevron, because I think that's pretty, but at the same time, I still just can't get over how classic the flying geese is. Oh, I don't know. So I don't remember the last time that I filmed this, but I'm done. I just finished my last borders. I'm a little bit in shock. This was like a long time coming, to be honest. So like I was showing, I'm pretty sure I showed before that I was discussing what to do with this pieced border. So I obviously ended up doing the flying geese, as you can see. I think it was a good choice. I'm going to have my usual problem now of not being able to fit the whole quilt in the frame. Sorry that everything outside of the bed is a mess. We've got some busy stuff happening in the house right now. But anyway, so the quilt ends here, and then the first border I cut 2 inches, and then I cut this border 3.5, so it's finished 3. And then these piece squares I explained before, but the half square triangles were 2 7/8. Or sorry, they were 2.5. The method that I did was 2 7/8 to form them. And then the next border mirrors the first border, so that one was also cut 3.5. And then the very last one was cut 8 inches. And I really love this print because the golds and the reds, I think, draw like right across into the next border there. And I also really had my heart set on finishing in green because the center of the quilt has a lot of green in it, but the this whole space here, which is quite substantial, doesn't have a ton of green, so I kind of wanted to like finish it off in green, if that makes sense. But so this is an overview. Sorry about all the stuff on my nightstand. Oops. But yeah, that's the top there. I'll just sort of slowly go down so you can kind of get a good look at it. There's a couple more details that I want to add on to it, and then obviously the quilting will make it stand out a lot, but that's what the border looks like. That's my phone going off. Then this is it from this side here. I don't know how I'm going to be able to take a picture of this, but oh, I have so much relief right now to have this done. I'm so happy. So yeah, that's pretty much the end, because, you know, after this I'm going to be spending a lot of time quilting it, and then I'm going to bind it, and then I have a month. It is April 28th, I believe, today. It's a Saturday night, it's 9 p.m. And my phone's been crazy, and the drop-off for the fair where it's going to is, I believe, May 29th, so I have about a month to do the quilting, get it bound, prepare the little swatches and that kind of thing, and get it ready to go there. So this is it. Maybe I will update you on how it does at the fair, if anybody cares to know, but this is it. So thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can check out my social media. I post there a lot more often than I do on YouTube, and my email is always in the description bar as well. So I hope you all have a great night.